Hey family, this is Dr. William Clark here. Glad to be with you all for another episode. Wanted to take a moment and to spend a few moments talking to you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about setting 12 to 36 month goals, fundraising goals for your nonprofit organization. This is, as always, all our topics are really important and they are focused on you as you go through and blaze through your journey to build your nonprofit organization. Uh, we are in the middle of this video series helping you to become a nonprofit that is built to fund. With that being said, this brings into focus our latest book that is available, Built to Fund. It is a workbook and book in one designed to help you think about your sustainable approach to raising money for your key programs, to having a lasting nonprofit presence that will continue to have impact for years to come. You can download your copy of this book by clicking the link below or above, depending on where you're streaming this from. Get your copy today, and you'll have instant access to that book. Also, if you would like to buy a case of books for you and your team, we sell them in cases of 10. 10 books in one case. Click that same link below and just select that option, and we'll take care of you. Again, this book, Built to Fund, is available today, so get your copy right now. So, how do we set goals, fundraising goals over the next 12 to 36 months? I want to walk you through a couple of ideas here that will help you navigate through this thought and perhaps give you. Let's see if we can have an article up here. We'll try to have an article here. We'll see, but I'm going to give you some practical thoughts here to help you get to that point. So when we start this journey, I was going to say you need to have very specific revenue targets or goals that you're looking to achieve. Now, what does this mean? I'm specifically referring to a specific dollar amount you're looking to raise for your organization, um, and why. How much you want to raise and why. And here's the third question: and for what? How much, why, and for what? That specificity is necessary because that specificity is going to guide your thinking strategically behind all the decisions you will be making around fundraising. Now, it's not simply a decision you make to say, I want to raise more money. I mean, we all want to raise more money. You, as a nonprofit leader, you want to raise more money. Um, as a business owner, I want to generate more revenue, right? But that question and that specificity is so important regarding how what's the goal that we want to achieve financially, right? How we're going to do it, the mechanisms, and then the why. Those specific targets need to be at the forefront of your mind. Now, as you're thinking about your programs and you're thinking about your organization and what you're looking to achieve over the next 12, 24, 36 months, that framework, that time frame provides a concept for answering those questions. So, for example, typically when folks want to schedule a consultation with us, on this consultation sheet, we ask two pivotal questions. How much have you raised over the last 12 months? And then how much are you looking to raise over the next 12 months, right? The specificity of those questions helps us understand your current positioning of what you've just raised over the last 12 months, and then your vision for what you're looking to accomplish. You have to have these numbers in mind. What can be difficult is if you're an organization that, let's say raised $5,000 over the past 12 months, but you're looking to raise $1 million over the next 12 months. Well, that becomes untenable and in many cases unrealistic. Let's say you raised $1 million the last 12 months, but you want to multiply that to 10 million over the next 12 months. That's just as difficult to process, right? Because what we're interested in and what you should be interested in is understanding how you got to that 1 million, and have you been at that level consistently? And can you replicate it again over the next 12 months, right? Is there a methodology, a framework? Are there relationships in place that will allow you to replicate that revenue generation that you accomplished over the last 12 months. So we got to have specific targets that will guide you along the way, right? So you'll know that, hey, I've reached my goal if I've raised this amount of money, and the how. So the how is, are you going to raise that money through contracts, through RFPs, through grants, through events, through sponsorships, through partnerships, through other mechanisms, right? Bequests, individual um, donations, whatever the case may be, right? These things have to be answered as well, because not all revenue sources are relevant to your company or to your nonprofit. They're not relevant to the skill set of your nonprofit. So you have to be thoughtful about the competencies, the skill based competencies that you have or don't have, that will drive the decision of how much you're going to raise and through which mechanisms. Let's just say you're raising money through grants. Well, one of the things that you might want to focus on is, do we have a strong grant writing team in place? Are we doing quality searches? Are we writing quality proposals? Are we building the infrastructure programmatically to substantiate what we're selling in our proposals? And here's a little known fact that isn't talked about enough when it comes to grant writing, which is more important than putting pen to paper. And that is, do we have the right relationships in place so that when we submit our proposals, that we're getting the attention and the viewership that we need to get our application a credible look? It's huge, right? So we help our clients with grant writing, but the relationship element of fundraising and grant writing, that's the work of a client, and that is so pivotal, so critical to the success of a grant application. A grant application is likely to be 70 to 90% more successful when there's a pre-existing relationship between the funder and the applicant. But if it's a cold application, that percentage drops to between 20 to 30, maybe 40% of success, right? To land that opportunity and to reach that 20 to 40% threshold of success for cold applications, we're going to have to send out way more applications. Well, the problem with that is you start to reach a bottleneck if you're doing all this internally, right? You only have but so many staff people, and they only have but so much capacity to send out applications. And this is what we teach in our consulting, our training, and our coaching. How do you remove the bottlenecks? How do you address these systematic issues, systemic issues that limit your output? And how do you start to focus on relationship cultivation to increase the threshold of success, the opportunity of success for your applications? So this becomes key. And it is critical for you to understand these targets. So we just talked about, how much to raise, how we're going to raise it, and then the why. So what's the big why behind this? So obviously, for most organizations, it's programs. It's something youth related. It's something senior related. It's something, you know, justice involved related, or whatever your focus is. Equity, health and justice, whatever your topic is, right? That's the why. But I think there's a little bit more specificity that needs to be cultivated on the part of nonprofits. Are you looking to strengthen programs? Are you looking to expand programs? Are you looking to develop new innovation, right? Those reasons motivate the application process or the fundraising process, and it puts you in a position to articulate to your partners and your funders why their support is needed, right? We need more of this, or we need new versions of that, or we need to change this up because the market conditions have completely shifted on us. And we want to make sure that we're responsive to those things. So the specificity of your targets, they matter, and it makes a significant difference in your ability to set credible goals for your fundraising. Now, let's see here. Before we talk about this next point, I just want to remind you, if you haven't done so already, we explore these concepts in much more detail in our latest book, Built to Fund, The Fundable Nonprofit. Get your copy today. Click the link below or above, wherever you are streaming this particular broadcast from. Get your copy. Download this ebook today and start to walk through the components that we've outlined and structured in our book so you can start to build your fundraising plan for your organization and start to think about what do the next 12 to 36 months look like, and how can we start to frame our thoughts around this. In the workbook, we've provided key questions to help you think through this, to help you navigate through this with your team. And if you follow the prompts, follow the process, you'll find yourself working through the conclusion of developing a fundraising plan that you will feel good about. The book also comes with a companion app where you can do this all digitally. We built it specifically for you, but you can't access it unless you get your copy of the book today. So go ahead right now while I'm going over this, click on the link below, get your copy, Built to Fund, the fundable nonprofit, and we'll love to hear from you once you get your copy there. Now, I do want to just kind of continue to pull on this thread here about the why, right? So why are we raising money? You got to continue to work on the specificity of the need, and for leaders specifically, this is an exercise of articulation. This is an exercise of expression, right? I often say this is an exercise of poetic communication, right? How do you articulate in a vivid way through a story format what you're looking to accomplish over the next 12 to 36 months in a way that draws interest, that builds anticipation, that causes folks to say, include me in those conversations because I have a similar vision or haven't seen anything similar. And your ability to take the messaging from your team and tell a compelling story is your job as a leader, as a board member who's responsible for fundraising, or maybe you're in charge of development for your organization. It's about telling this story. So we got to tell the story about how these funds will be used to either expand or deepen work, to support the back end work of the organization, or to introduce new concepts and put us on the frontier of ongoing innovation. It's one of the things that I believe is a key differentiator between one organization and the next, and that is the constant pushing of the envelope, testing new ways to serve the customers in this day and age where our customers' needs are changing and evolving. It does demand and require us to think strategically different about how to serve them, because our customers, they likely have the same demographic profile in air quotes, but they are much more smarter. They are much more adapted. They've adapted to marketing conditions. They are sophisticated in how they're navigating the challenges of life, but the need is still the same. So there's still a need for your organization. There's still a need for you and your team and your staff and all the great work you've done over time. So that's not the problem. The problem is the delivery mechanism of your key services. That likely needs a refresh so that you can meet your customer where they are. If the money you're looking to raise helps you do that, tell that story. Let's talk about it. Right. So this is why folks reach out to our team, our company, Eli Patrick and Co., to engage in strategic planning conversations, developing strategic plans, fundraising plans. They engage us to do master grant applications and program designs because it's all about articulating the right now of our customer and what's our response to it and what's our story behind the shift and the change that we're seeing and that we're looking to make as a result. So this is critical for you to tell that particular story. Now, just here's a good example, right? You may be a workforce development organization and you're noticing that more and more young people are not entering into college wherever your nonprofit is located, and you think that there's a credible pathway from leaving high school to entering into middle skill jobs or jobs that pay a solid, good wage, good working wage, absent of a 4-year degree, right? So now you're looking to raise new money to deepen your touch points with youth and young adults so that they become more aware of their career options much sooner, way before they graduate from high school. Maybe you're looking to raise money to offer real life on the job learning opportunities in partnership with employers. Maybe you may say, we have the employer partnerships in place and we have credible work experiences in place. However, We need to add a therapeutic lens to our case management so that we can help our young people cycle through their thoughts and their mental challenges so that they can find their place of focus, and then they can be aggressive in pursuing their career goals. That may be your angle. You may have an angle that says, we got therapeutic approaches to case management. We have strong employer relationships. We have strong youth development infrastructure in place. But we want to build the financial literacy of our young people so that as they're entering into these good paying jobs, they are going through this cognitive exercise that allows them to manage their money well, right, and to build a future, right, because that's kind of the baseline that they need to build on what they have. They can possibly build a business from these middle skill jobs. And you may want to offer entrepreneurship courses to your young people so that they start to think about these things in parallel to what they've started. Whatever the reason is, that story, the deepening of that story, telling that story, understanding your vision and what you're looking to accomplish is key and is parallel. So we need to set goals, strong goals, solid goals over the next 12 to 36 months so that we know why we're raising money and we know the purpose of the money, where it's going. Before we close out this part, I want to say to you, this is super critical because your funders are going to be asking the same critical questions. They want to know why. They want to know the purpose. They want to know the reason for this. They want to know the depth behind this. They want to know the stats that support this. And you're going to have to provide that, right? You're going to have to tell the story. You have to bring the facts, figures, the information that justifies this decision to ask for more money or to expand your footprint to include additional funders in your funding portfolio. Whatever the reason is, whatever the why is, whatever the how is over the next 12 to 36 months, it's imperative that you have these things worked out within your team. To help you with this, I want to encourage you to get your copy of my latest book, Built to Fund. You can click the link below to download your version, your copy of the book, and you'll be able to walk through these things with your team. I want to help you navigate through this. And we wrote this book specifically to help you think through these things intentionally. So get your copy by clicking the link below, Built to Fund, becoming the fundable nonprofit. Folks, I hope you found this video helpful. My name is Dr. William Clark. See you guys next time. Bye, everybody.